What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Jaime Dee Show. Woo! Live on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM every Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. until 12 p.m. PST out of Las Vegas, Nevada, and live on WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM every Monday through Friday from 1 p.m. until 2 p.m. CST out of Elgin in the Chicagoland area. We're also live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook at The Jaime Dee Show. That's spelled TheJaimeDeeshow. For those who are tuned in live right now in their cars, thank you so much for not turning that radio dial. For those who are tuned in right now on the many different streaming platforms I'm on, thank you. It's an absolute pleasure to have you in. We got Kara, we got Robin B, we got Justin Chuck from the Las Vegas KSHP crew. What up? It's an absolute pleasure to have you guys here. On today's show rundown, we're going to go over the daily news. And then the social topic of today is knowing yourself. Knowing thine self. So I want you guys, as always, to stick around. Call in at 847-931-1410. Again, that's 847-931-1410 so you can get in on the conversations that we're having at those moments. And as always, if you're not able to get in on the conversation, you can hit me up at the Jaime Dee Show. I'll respond back to your comments, and I'll also acknowledge them live on the radio. Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna be real honest with y'all. Real honest. I have my show rundown already prepared, and I have my daily news picked out already. But we're gonna have to mix it up a little bit because AT&T, you got me messed up. You heard me right. This is a message for you, AT&T, you crusty, dusty, musty, and untrusty company. How dare you have the whole world in a panic? Our phones were in SOS mode for hours. Do y'all know I was outside, trying to have a good time. Drop my friends off. They live somewhere near downtown Chicago. I don't. I live an hour away at the moment. That won't be this way for longest. And I have only been here for 2 months and some change. I don't know how to get back home. So after I dropped them off, I started going where I needed to go. I was like, actually, you know what? Let me put on my GPS. I don't really know how I need to go. I just know how to get out of that person's area. And my phone was in SOS mode. I didn't know how to get back home. I couldn't call nobody. I literally pulled over and kept putting my phone on like airplane mode and turning on and off the cellular and doing all this stuff. And I'm sitting here just like, why the heck does my phone not work? And as you know, even if you don't know, when your phone does not work, you cannot use Google Maps. You cannot use other things that are resources to get you to and from. And even if you can't use them, it still doesn't pop up. It says no service. It's like you can't use the map and like kind of try to figure out the streets. Like sometimes when I have been driving and I lost service, the map is still there. So I kind of just like zoom out and kind of like remember which ways to go and kind of use the compass on there. But that wasn't available. I was peeved. Justin Chuck says, hey, don't trash on them. I must use them. Well, you weren't able to use them yesterday because I wasn't. I didn't have service until probably 30 minutes ago. 30 minutes ago. Justin Chuck says the thoughts of Jaime Dee are not the thoughts of Justin Chuck. Okay. I just didn't have no service. I couldn't call nobody. I couldn't text nobody. And I was stranded. Do you know how it feels to be stranded an hour away from your home and don't know how to get home? And you have to go to work the next day? And this is going to be a social topic one day. It's going to have to be. Going out on a work night. That's just going to have to be a social topic because I'm still trying to figure out the balance of like, ooh, there's this event going on tonight and I want to go to it, but I also got to be at work early and I got to be a responsible adult. I'm trying to figure that out. So I'm like, oh, I can be responsible. I can go out as long as I get home at a certain time. Well, I didn't get home at that certain time because I was lost, y'all. AT&T, you owe me some money. So I'm going to get into this story. If you guys didn't hear that there was a nationwide outage. As reported by the Shade Room, many AT&T customers have reported issues with their service early Thursday, leaving them without cellular service and internet access, aka me. According to NBC News, the company's outages were reported through the tracking site Down Detector. Over 32,000 outages were reported around 4 a.m. Thursday, and the numbers increased, surpassing 71,000 outages. I'm going to say this. It was reported around 4 a.m. My phone was off way before that. So don't come at me talking about where was you at 4 o'clock in the morning and you couldn't get home. You was doing something you shouldn't have been doing. That may have been true. But again, my service was out way before 4 a.m. They also said it is not clear what has led to the outages. However, AT&T said in a statement, some of our customers are experiencing wireless service interruptions this morning. We're working urgently to restore service to them. We encourage the use of Wi-Fi calling until service is restored. Again, I didn't have access to Wi-Fi until I got home, and that took me a while to get there. Good thing I know how to actually use a compass and still know how to use like the signs of like the streets and like the directions and also the signage on the expressway. That really helped me out. Other cellular companies such as Verizon and T-Mobile have also had customers report issues. However, the numbers are not as significant as AT&T's. The companies acknowledged that the issues may be linked to their customers trying to come into contact with those who have a provider experiencing issues. I'm going to just say this. The end times better not be near. I haven't done enough yet. There has been a lot of conspiracy theories about some type of Wi-Fi internet power outage because of the solar. Is that what it's called? Not solar system. I gotta go Google this, make sure I ain't saying something stupid. The solar system, which one? Yes, the solar system. Okay, cool. I'm not no scientist, y'all. Don't come for me. But something about the solar system is apparently in this conspiracy theory going to affect electro currents and completely wipe off like the electro current of the world, like the currency or whatever you call it, the current, whatever you call it, whatever the correct term is. Apparently, it's supposed to wipe out at a certain time in life all electronic currents. So, like cell phones, TVs, all that, like everything that uses electricity, wiped. Everything that is transferred via data, iCloud, all the stuff, computer systems, wiped. They're saying one day, yes, Justin had it right. The solar flares are supposed to get too strong at one point in life. We don't know when. To the point where it's supposed to knock out completely. And not to the point where it's like knocked out and like, okay, we have a power outage for like a day or two. They're saying like it's supposed to knock it out to the point where that resource, I'm not a scientist, but whatever they use to make all that stuff cannot be recreated. And it's like completely just gone. Like it's just gone. And we're gonna have to go back to like sending out letters. Ew. All right, like I said, that was not on my show rundown for today, but I had to talk about it because y'all had me messed up. AT&T, run me my money. I need your credit because I was out there lost. All right, y'all. This is the Jaime Dee Show live on KSHP out of Las Vegas, Nevada, and live on WRMN out of Elgin in the Chicagoland area. Don't go anywhere. We have some more daily news. Stay there.
Keeping your car's coolant system in good shape with a regular flush is really important. Let the experts at Meineke Car Care Center at 376 Sundown Road in South Elgin remove your old coolant, preventing chemical buildups in your engine. Then they'll fill your entire system with new coolant to help your engine run smoothly and prevent rust and corrosion, increasing your engine's lifespan. To schedule your appointment, call 847-888-9644.
Hit the open road and experience the fresh air of Wisconsin at the Grand Stay Hotel and Suites in Mount Horeb. This award-winning hotel is just outside Madison. Mount Horeb is known as the troll capital of the world. Families can go on a troll hunt through the historic downtown or check out Cave of the Mounds just minutes down the road. The Grand Stay offers a beautiful pool and a hot tub with year-round fun. Visit grandstaymounthoreb.com today to schedule your visit. A dream that's been cooking for years, Maria's Little Italy in Sycamore is waiting for you to come and enjoy authentic recipes handed down for generations. Stop in and enjoy bruschetta, handmade focaccia bread, pizza, pasta, sandwiches, and more. Dine in, take out, delivery, or catering is all available. Go to mariaslittle.italy.com and see what you've been missing. From their family to yours, welcome to Maria's Little Italy, where food brings families together.
On WRMN, we highlight people who are trying to make a difference locally, like Marcus Banner, who talks about taking life to the next level.
I believe a man should better himself, better his family, then better our community, and then we better government. And in that order. And then eventually you elevate yourself and evolve into a space where you're working on all of those things simultaneously, because there is no finish line to any of that. It's always a continuous work.
Making a difference in the local community for 75 years. We are WRMN.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Jaime Dee Show. Woo! Live on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM every Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. until 12 p.m. PST out of Las Vegas, Nevada, and live on WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM every Monday through Friday from 1 p.m. until 2 p.m. CST out of Elgin in the Chicagoland area. We're also live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook at The Jaime Dee Show. That's spelled TheJaimeDeeshow. A real live radio show. Yes. Yes. Hey, if you want to promote your music, business, podcast, services, products, and whatever else you want to get out there, hit us up at info@jaimedee.com. That's info@JAIMEDEE.com. We can help you grow and scale that business, that product, that whatever. Trust and believe me, Jaime Dee. All right, if you're just now tuning in, I already went over some daily news, but I have some more. So this is actually what I had planned for the show rundown today that I wanted to talk about until AT&T tried my life. The Neighborhood Talk said that a Tampa teacher has landed himself behind bars after he allegedly punched a 9-year-old student in the head. The victim was a nonverbal autistic student at the Eisenhower Exceptional Center. 39-year-old Perche Rodriguez was hired as a behavioral specialist to work with children at the school. According to the police report, the student slapped Mr. Rodriguez, and that's when the teacher punched the student in the head. Quote, "I am disgusted by the actions of this individual who was not only in a position of authority and trust, but was given the responsibility to protect our most vulnerable." End quote. Sheriff Chad Cronster said, the teacher is currently facing a child abuse charge and has been terminated from the district. I'm with it. You should be terminated. You should be facing a charge, and you should learn from your lesson. Period. If you are put into a position where you have to work with the most vulnerable, the most needing, and some of the most special and beautiful humans out there, you should have every tool and resource needed in you, not through training, not through whatever else you went through, but in you to be able to be controlled in those spaces, to be able to handle different situations that may arise. I have worked with many students from elementary to middle to high school to even college. And I've also worked with special needs individuals. And I'm going to say this. Those students are strong, even at 9 years old. And I can 100%, as a human, I'm going to call a spade, understand if one of them slaps you in the face, it may hurt like HE double hockey sticks. And your first reaction may be like, "Bit." But you're also in a space where you have to control yourself. You should have been like, "Ooh, that just peeved me off. Let me turn away. That really hurt. And I really do want to punch this little thing or this student or this kid." Because again, I'm not calling the students he worked with just a kid or a student or a thing. I'm calling all those kids in general. I mean, those who aren't and those who are and in between. Kids sometimes are like, "You little thing, you." You getting on my nerves. I've been in those positions. But you have to be strong enough to say, "You know what, little thing, you little kid, student, I'm gonna walk away because I'm grown. And I can still beat you up, but I'm not going to." You have to be able to conceptualize and compartmentalize that, hey, it's not right for me to put my hands on these kids. Whether they're special needs or not, they're still learning. They're still figuring out what's a no-no. They're still figuring out their consequences of their actions. You, as a grown AF man or woman, know what's right and what's wrong. Know that you should walk away and know that you're especially in a space where these kids are going to put their hands on you. Special needs or not. These kids will put their hands on you, little or not. There are kids in high school that be wanting to fisticuff with these dang teachers, staffs, and more. I had a high school student who wanted to get in relations with me. And also another student wanted to fight me because I told them they need to get their grades up. But what do you do as an adult? You say, I'm not going to be in sexual relations with this kid because I'm a grown adult and that's nasty and that's predatory and I'm going to go to jail and I'm going to be ostracized from this community and I should not want to do this. Same things for those kids, old, young, adult enough that put their hands on you. You are still in control. So you should be practicing this self-control. I always get really disgusted when I see stories of teachers who are having sexual relations with kids and teachers who are fighting these kids back. I'm going to call a spade a spade. Y'all can drag me all you want. A lot of these kids look older than we did at a younger age. They have more resources to allow them to look older. And you can say in your head, oh, you're such a handsome or cute little thing. That's okay. Nothing's wrong with that. What's not okay is saying, oh, you kind of fine. Let me meet you after school. Or once you turn 18, hit me up. That's gross. That's gross. Something's wrong with a lot of y'all. It's okay to see the attractiveness in young adults and say, you're going to be a cute one day. You're going to have a nice, I'm happy for you. But to really sit down and not be able to conceptualize and compartmentalize your feelings and be like, ooh, if I was your age, I would get with you. And then actually do it is disgusting. Let me know if y'all agree. I think that's fine. I think it's fine to be like, you are a pretty young woman. Oh, you're pretty for your age. Go you. And keep it moving. Don't mean you try to be chasing tail from your students. Don't mean that if your student comes and hits you back, you say, well, you're grown enough. What's up? I don't know. That's just my thoughts. Kara says she agrees. It's okay to recognize something, realize, okay, that is what it is. Keep moving and feel your feels of, dang, this really hurt, but I can't hit you back because I'm the adult. I'm the one who can make conscious decisions. I'm the one who's in control, not the student, not the kid, not this little thing right there. Okay? I'm just saying. When I see stuff like that, I get instantly irritated because it's just like, oh my gosh, you put your hand on these kids and these parents trusted you. As posted by the Neighborhood Talk, 2 Georgia gas station employees are in some serious trouble after staging an armed robbery in which one of them acted like an anonymous robber and pretended to hit the other in the face. The 2 were apparently trying to steal $5,000 from the register. According to WSB-TV, Raj Patel, the cashier, and Danny Curtis, the fake robber, are both looking at conspiracy charges for the little Tubi stunt that happened at a Shell gas station. Take a look at this report.
Duluth police say everything you're seeing in this video is staged, from the fake punch to the careful collapse to the then supposed robber leaving the gas station with cash. When the employee starts moving again a minute later, it takes nearly 30 minutes for him to call 911.
Hey, you all right?
Duluth police showed up, and the clerk told him someone with a weapon just knocked him unconscious.
He has a knife in the pen.
While searching the Shell gas station on Buford Highway and Old Peachtree Road, the officer spots someone by the dumpster.
Come here. He works here?
He says he works there too, but can't explain why he has a large amount of cash in his pockets.
You got cash falling out of your pocket.
I forgot cash.
Police didn't arrest anybody that day, but once they were able to review the video about a week later, it appeared to show a phantom punch, and police had more evidence the robbery was a fake.
The video was crucial.
Corporal Ted Sadowski says the incident happened January 21st. Police treated it like an armed robbery, using every resources until they charged both men with working together to steal $5,000.
It obviously takes a lot of resources to put something together and put a closure on this.
The cashier, Raj Patel, and the supposed robber, Danny Curtis, both now face felony conspiracy charges.
Y'all be stupid. I'm sorry, y'all be stupid. Because first of all, how you gonna rob yourself and then go in the back and hide? You didn't try to go home. You didn't try to pass the money off to somebody else. You could at least really punch the person. If you're going to do it, do it. But also don't be dumb and don't do it because there's cameras everywhere. There's even cameras in the forest. So that should tell you that there's enough cameras everywhere. The people are going to find out. I don't know why they thought they would be able to get away with this. And the news article saying the Latubi stunt is icing on the cake because that was just dumb. That was just dumb. I want to make mention of what people are saying in the comments right now. Robin B. from Dallas, Texas said, my daughter works in a special eds class and she was hit very hard in the head yesterday. Thankfully, she understands the kids, but it's not hard. It's hard not to react, but it is hard not to react in impulse. Again, I get it, Robin. We're human. Sometimes but you have to be like, let me control myself. Because I can understand that these kids can get really irritating. When I say these kids, y'all not gonna try to try me. I'm not talking about special needs. I'm talking about kids in general, special needs or not. They all look crazy. So I get it. It is hard not to react in impulse, but we have the duty as older people to be able to have control. That's why impulse classes are a thing. That's why anger management are a thing. And if you are somebody who cannot control your impulses and control your anger, you shouldn't be at work. Or if you feel like you're going to work one day, knowing that you're working with these kids who needed extra help and you're not in the mood to give them extra help because you got pissed off by your boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever other circumstances are happening in your life, you should not go in and work because you might end up hitting the kid in the head. You just might. Kennedy Cameron says, period. Because I've interacted with a lot of special needs kids because I love them and helping them. It would never cause them harm under any circumstances. I've been hit before, but they do that, and that's normal. And just like some other people are saying, yeah, you can say these kids are attractive, leave it at that, but you shouldn't hunch them. Exactly. Leave it at it. Leave it at it. Don't try to touch these kids. Find somebody your own age. Go hunch on somebody your age, you nasty thing, you. All right, y'all, I want to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have a conversation about knowing yourself, knowing thyself. So don't go nowhere. This is the Jaime Dee Show live on KSHP out of Las Vegas, Nevada, and live on WRMN out of Elgin in the Chicagoland area. I'll be right back. Stay there.
Michael Brown, former Undersecretary of Homeland Security and Director of FEMA, is your new full-time host of The Weekend, which airs every Saturday from 4 to 7 p.m. right here on WRMN. Each week on the popular 3-hour program, Brown offers listeners a fresh take on the weekend talk with his provocative insights into current events, politics, and culture. So late in the day on Saturday, make it a point to catch The Weekend with Michael Brown right here on WRMN, AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
Keep informed with everything that's going on with the Radio Shopping Show by joining our VIP text club today. All you have to do is text the message WRMN 1410 to the number 94253 and you're in. You'll receive timely information about shopping show specials instantaneously as they happen. Message and data rates may apply. The voice of the Valley and the home of the Radio Shopping Show, we are WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
It's always exciting to hear Elgin business owners like Tanner Melvin of Side Street Studios share positivity about the local community.
Elgin is on its way, and it has been. And sometimes, we got set back with the pandemic, and it's been rough. Everyone has felt it in so many different ways. What we're trying to do is a lot of hand-holding and shoulder rubbing and being like, it's okay, it's okay. Mm-hmm. We're trying to get this town a lot more money. We're very lucky to live in this community right now. There's nothing like this around here.
Feel the positive power of the first shift with me, Marky B, weekday mornings on WRMN.
Hey, what's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Hey, welcome back to the Jaime Dee Show. Woo! Live on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM every Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. until 12 p.m. PST out of Las Vegas, Nevada, and live on WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM every Monday through Friday from 1 p.m. until 2 p.m. CST out of Elgin in the Chicagoland area. We're also live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook at The Jaime Dee Show. That's TheJaimeDeeshow. I want to remind y'all, if you want to promote your business, products, services, books, music, podcast, hit us up at info@JaimeDee.com. That's info@JaimeDee.com. DEE.com. Shout out to Blake Bonaparte, Charmaine Wilcox, Kara, now 14 chick, aka Camilla, Robin, Kennedy Cameron. What up? What up? It's an absolute pleasure. Babaru, what's up? Most interesting and entertaining program. Jamie always up with current affairs. Oh, thank you, Bob. Thank you. Justin Chuck from the KSHP team. What up? It's an absolute pleasure to have you guys. If you're just now tuning in, I just got done going over some daily news. We talked about a teacher punching a little kid in the head. We talked about controlling yourself. We talked about these people who were out here trying to rob themselves and got caught for it. And now the social topic of the day is knowing yourself, knowing thyself. And I have a few questions for y'all. So listen to the questions and actually answer the questions in the chat. I will acknowledge your comments live on the radio and read them. So listen up. The questions are, do you know yourself? And that's a genuine question. I'm asking if you know who you are. Do you feel like you knew who you were once upon a time, but lost track of who you were? Has your old self disappeared and made it hard to find? Those are real questions. I want you all to answer those questions honestly in the chat. Now, if you answer them honestly and you don't want it to be said out loud, tell me. That's fine. I'll read them. I'll acknowledge them. I'll figure out a way to talk about it later. But answer those questions. I think those are questions most people in the world know the true answer to, but won't admit it because it will uncover some very deep stuff. Life is one of the most challenging things to take on. Yet we have life gurus out there who swear figuring out yourself and knowing who you are is easy peasy. I always find it funny when I see things on social media that say by a certain age, you should know who you are. That content always makes me laugh because I find it to be a bunch of BS. I have literally always said this, and you can clock me. You can clock me. Even from a young age, you will never truly know who you are. You may have a gist/general concept of yourself, but you are going to always be searching for the new you and who you really are because life is forever changing and introducing us to new things. Whether that's a new hobby, a new job, new likes, new wants, new boundaries, new dislikes, and more. We experience so much in life from living with our parents and going to school, graduating and maybe or maybe not going to college, graduating and getting a job or not graduating, but still entering into the workforce, growing up and dating, leaving our parents' house and so on. We are often leveling up and dealing with new mindsets, wants, and needs. And this comes from life's pleasures and struggles. Now, Kara says 100%. And I'm glad you agree. There's so many things that make us and break us. And it all sends us into a state of figuring out what and who exactly we are. I can honestly say in my personal experience, I'm always crafting who the real Jaime Dee is. Yeah, I pretty much know who I am, but a lot of things I didn't like, I now like. A lot of things that gave me the ick don't really bother me anymore. A lot of things that people did that I judged them for, if you're not watching the YouTube, you're not seeing my face, I now find interest in. So it's like, yeah, I know the basis of who Jaime Dee is, but even that can change in a week. Doesn't mean I'm fleeting. Doesn't mean I don't have a concept of who I am. Doesn't mean I don't have a strong mind. It means I'm human. It means I'm evolving. So far, I've experienced so much that I never would even expect would happen to me, that I never thought would mold me into who I am today. The way I party, the way I engage in sexual activity, meet people, show up for people, respond to people, work, value things, and more is completely different from my 21-year-old self, my 25-year-old self, and now. And I'm only 29 years old. Again, certain things are the same, where I see myself as the same, but so many things around that have changed and I would have never guessed it. I swore that I would truly be the same exact person. And while I fight for the fact that my moral standards and the basic things that I believe in and practice are the same, the overall being of who I am is actually pretty different. The way I express myself now versus how I expressed myself back then is completely different. I'm not saying I post raunchy, crazy stuff on social media, but I'm more open to being like, you know what? Let me post how I kind of want to be. Let me post who I thought I was back then. Let me actually post who I am now and not care what people think. I'm not sure if that all sounds like a contradiction to y'all, but to me, it sounds pretty normal. So like I said, let me know in the chat. Do you guys feel like you've had these same experiences? Because it's really one thing to be like, okay, I know who Jaime is, but I don't know who Jaime really is, because that can change. Yeah, there are people out there who never change and are repeating the same cycle, but that is because they are living the same life and experiences over and over. I'm gonna say it again. There are people out there who never change and are repeating the same cycle, but that's because they are living the same life and experiences over and over and over. They aren't growing, moving, and exploring like a lot of us, so they don't count. I've come to the conclusion that the majority of us will never truly know who we are. We have to accept and live out who we are in that current time and space we're living in. And that's what I want you guys to understand. I know who I am right now. Yeah. But who I am right now is a general concept of who I'm going to be tomorrow, next week, next year. Things change. And you may think tomorrow that's a little insane. No, it's not. A lot can happen in 24 hours. Trust and believe me, a lot can happen in 24 hours that you would never expect happens. Okay? So don't think like, oh, there really is a time frame of knowing who you are and changing. No, there's not. Something can happen to you in 30 minutes from now that's going to make you completely be like, what the heck? Who am I? Seriously, who I am and who I will be in a couple of years is a mystery. And that's okay. I really want people to be okay with that. It's okay to not know who you're going to be in 5 years. People love saying, well, where are you going to be in 5 years? And you give them an answer, and in 5 years, may or may not be there. You may or may not. You just may or may not. I understand life can get hard AF and make you question your entire existence. But instead of scrambling your brain trying to get back to who you were, why not learn who you currently are, tweak it, find your happiness, and live exactly with who you came to be, with who you became to be? Because that is something extremely special. Saying, hey, what used to make me happy and whole doesn't really feel right anymore. It actually feels weird, but it's also okay, because that means I now have the space to fill that hole with something new. I can find new hobbies, I can take on new challenges, and I can either recreate a version of who I once was or accept and welcome my new reality and rock with it. Knowing yourself is half the battle. Loving yourself is the true goal. When you finally get to a space where you say, I am me, and who I am is going to always forever evolve, you start to truly appreciate the spaces you're in and the person you are at that time. Because when you get to that level of appreciation and acceptance, no one can tell you about yourself or tell you who you are. You can look up and say, I may not know where I'm going to end up, but I can confidently say, I know I'm confident about who I am, happy about who I am, and I'm an overall baddie or a boss, and nothing can stop me or control me, period. Only I can do that. I want everyone to remember that you are in control of knowing yourself and validating yourself, not someone else. I hope you heard that. You are in control of knowing yourself and validating yourself, not someone else. It may feel good to get validation from somebody else, but you have to find self-validation through yourself, with yourself, and by yourself, period. Y'all, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, let's talk about knowing yourself. Don't go anywhere. This is the Jaime Dee Show, live on KSHP out of Las Vegas, Nevada, and live on WRMN out of Elgin in the Chicagoland area. Stay tuned.
Stop in at the Lake in the Hills Tattoo Company, just off Randall and Polaris Drive, and talk to one of the experienced tattoo and piercing experts about getting your first or next tattoo or piercing. Lake in the Hills Tattoo Company will provide a comfortable, relaxing environment for you. Call 847-458-1155 to schedule an appointment, or stop in at 61 Polaris Drive, Unit Number 1, and talk to one of the artists at Lake in the Hills Tattoo Company.
When you need your banker, they should be ready to put you first. At Wintrust, you can have the banking experience you need and the one you deserve. Ready for a change? We've made it even easier. Our new sophisticated online platform makes opening accounts a breeze, but our bankers are always here for you. Open a new Total Access checking account in minutes at wintrust.com/fast. Plus, get $300. $100 required to open. Requirements to qualify. Must use link to apply. Member FDIC.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Jaime Dee Show. Woo! Live on KSHP out of Las Vegas, Nevada, and live on WRMN out of Elgin in the Chicagoland area. Don't forget, if you want to promote your music, podcast, services, business, products, yourself, hit us up at info@jaimedee.com. That's info@JAIMEDEE.com. If you're just now tuning in, we're going over the social topic of the day, and that's knowing yourself, knowing thine self. We left off by saying you are in control of knowing yourself and validating yourself, not someone else. You and your higher power are the say all, be all of who you are, not outside sources who are also trying to figure it out. Again, you and your higher power are the say all, be all of who you are, not outside sources who are also trying to figure it out. I need people to get it through their head that life is not something you can find the solution to or cheat code to and stick to it. Life is something that you can have, that you have to believe is a moving and changing space that you have to keep up with. Even if you are that person who stayed in the same community, stayed doing the same job, stayed around the same people, stayed dating the same person, the world is still changing around you and you still have to adjust accordingly. You can't just be in your bubble forever. You just can't. Life is going to push you at one point. And when we understand that, we will become happy with ourselves in our situations. You may find yourself in an abusive or toxic situation. You may find yourself in an abusive or toxic situation that has you often sad and confused. But once you realize that this is just a lesson in life that is teaching you what you should not and will not continue to ever deal with again, you will feel so much better about yourself. Yeah, that situation may sucked and have bled you dry, but it should have made you understand who the new you is, who you're becoming, and what your boundaries are. And if you hate what the situation made you become, you have the complete free will to change it and do/be something new. I'm not saying that what you went through, you deserved. What I'm saying is you have the power to figure out and know yourself through that situation. That is the pure beauty of life. You can always switch it up. If you want to go be a totally different person tomorrow, you can do that. Again, you can always switch it up. Emphasis on you. If you have something you want to be, you can be it. As long as you are blessed with breath, ability, and life, you can. That's the point. If you missed it, you can. Don't let anyone or anything get you down and tell you that you're lost. You may feel like you're lost, but in all reality, you are just on the way. You are on the way to what's next. And sometimes we know where we're headed, but other times we will just figure it out when we get there. A lot of things you have control over, while other things may just get placed in your lap. And even if it gets placed in your lap against your will, remember, it's you who can make the decision to do whatever it is you want with those circumstances. Remember that in the process of finding yourself and knowing who you are, that you have to continue to give yourself grace. The journey is not easy, and there are so many things that will make you hate your life, but it's all temporary. I'm speaking from experience. Well, existence too, but experience. As long as you remember that no matter what, you are a bad mama jamma and or a total boss, nothing can define you or tell you who you are. Like I said earlier, even though you have control over a lot of things, while other things are given to you, you ultimately still get to decide what you will and will not accept. You have the inner and outer powers to craft what and who you are. So use them. You are beautiful. You are amazing. You are worthy. You are blessed. You are special. You are one of the kind, and you are you. And that's amazing. I'm going to say it again. You are beautiful. You are amazing. You are worthy. You are blessed. You are special. You are one of a kind, and you are you. And that's amazing. If you feel like, yeah, that's all good inspirational talk, but bro, no, I don't care. I'm still going to pump this goodness into your brain. So we're going to watch and listen to a video by the School of Life on YouTube where they explain how to know yourself. And I'm hoping this gives you another perspective and allows you to just be you. Here it is.
Many of us are wandering the earth, accomplished in many ways, capable of fulfillment at many points, but with a fundamental wound that stops us from becoming who we truly might be. We don't quite know who we are. It isn't, of course, that we can't remember the basics of our biographies. We're unsure around two things in particular. Firstly, we don't have a stable sense of what we're worth. And secondly, we don't have a secure hold on our own values or judgments. Without knowing who we are, we tend to have particular trouble coping with either denigration or adulation. If other people decide that we are worthless or bad, there will be nothing inside us to prevent us from swallowing their verdicts in their entirety, however wrong-headed, extreme, or unkind these might be. We'll be helpless before the court of public opinion. We'll always be asking other people what we deserve before seeking inside for an answer. Lacking an independent verdict, we also stand to be unnaturally hungry for external praise. The clapping of an audience will matter to us far more than would ever be wise. We'll be prey to rushing towards whatever idea or activity the crowd happens to love. We'll laugh at jokes that aren't funny, uncritically accept undeserving concepts that are in vogue, and neglect our truer talents for easy, popular wins. We'll trail public opinion slavishly, constantly checking the world's whims rather than consulting an inner barometer in order to know what we should want, feel, and value. We need to be kind on ourselves. No one is born with an independent ability to know who they are. We learn to have an identity because, if we're blessed, in our early years, someone else takes the trouble to study us with immense fairness, attention, and kindness, and then plays us back to us in a way that makes sense and that we can later emulate. They give us the beginning of a true portrait of our identity, which we can then take on and enrich over the years and use as a defense against the distorting verdicts from hurried or ill-intentioned others. Knowing who one is really the legacy of having been known properly by somebody else at the start. This early identity building tends to unfold with apparently innocuous but life-saving small steps. "Oh, that must really have hurt," a parent might say in response to an upset, thereby validating an infant's own feelings. Or, "It's okay not to feel happy on your birthday," the parent might say at another point, delicately upholding an infant's less typical response to certain events. Ideally, the child isn't just known, he or she is also interpreted as likable. A good parent offers generous interpretations. They're on the side of the child and are always ready to put the best possible gloss on moments of ill temper or of failure, which forms the basis upon which resilient self-esteem can then later emerge. Now, that's the ideal, but it can, of course, go very wrong and often does. A parent may offer mirroring that is out of sync with the reality of the child. Look, who's such a happy little boy or girl, a parent might insist, when actually the opposite is clearly the case, thereby badly scrambling the child's ability to connect with their own emotions. Or the parent might only lend the child a very harsh, punitive way of interpreting itself, repeatedly suggesting that the child is ill-intentioned or no good. Or the parent may simply not show very much interest in the child, focusing themselves elsewhere, so that the child grows up with a feeling that not only is it not worth cherishing, but also because it hasn't been adequately seen and mirrored, that it doesn't even quite exist. A feeling of unreality is the direct consequence of emotional neglect. Realizing that we lack a stable identity is a sobering realization, but we can, with a fair wind, start to correct the problem at any point. We need to seek out the help of a wise and kindly other person, perhaps a good psychotherapist, someone who can study us closely, mirror us properly, and then validate what they see. Through their eyes, we can learn to study, perhaps for the first time, how we really feel, and take seriously what we actually want. We can, by being witnessed generously, more often learn to take our own sides and feel increasingly solid inside, trusting ourselves more than we trust the crowd, feeling that we might be able to say no, not always swaying in the wind, and feeling that we are in possession of some of the ultimate important truths about us. Having come to know ourselves like this, we will be a little less hungry for praise, a little less worried by opposition, and a lot more original in our thinking. We will have learned the vital art of both knowing and befriending who we really are.
Our Know Yourself cards can help us to better understand the deepest, most elusive aspects of ourselves. Follow the link now to learn more.
Listen, know yourself. Know thine self. And if you feel like you don't, just appreciate where you currently are. When you learn to appreciate who you are and where you are in that space, no one else can come and remove you. Just like that video said, the whole point was that when you get to a space of loving yourself, cherishing yourself, appreciating yourself, and more, you're not looking for outside love. You're not looking for outside praise. You're not looking for outside validation because you have that all within yourself. Just work on yourself. Understand that you're moving, growing, and always evolving. You are amazing. I promise you. I promise you. All right, guys. That has been the end of the Jaime Dee Show. That is the end of the Jaime Dee Show. Sorry, I had a little bit of the allergies in the throat. I was trying not to clear my throat live on the air, but it wouldn't work. And I was like, if I talk, it's going to come up. But tonight, I will be at the TGI Fridays in Schaumburg, Illinois. Now, if you don't know, the address, that's 1695 East Gulf Road, Schaumburg, Illinois. That's 1695 East Gulf Road, Schaumburg, Illinois. We are doing trivia and music bingo from 7:30 until 9:30 p.m. It's every Thursday at the TGI Fridays in Schaumburg, Illinois. Again, that address is 1695 East Gulf Road, Schaumburg, Illinois, 60173. Come out. It's completely free. And some of the prizes are $50, $25, and $10. Yes, completely free to play, completely free to win, and you can win either $50, $25, or $10. So come out. All right, y'all, this has been the Jaime Dee Show. I love you all so much. As you know, I'm on every Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. until 12 p.m. PST out of Las Vegas, Nevada on KSHP. I'm live every Monday through Friday from 1 p.m. until 2 p.m. CST out of Elgin and the Chicagoland area on WRMN. So, hey, what are you doing? Set your alarm clock. Come back Monday through Friday. I love you guys so much. Have a good rest of your day. Peace out and know thine self. Bye.